What's up everyone? Welcome back. We're back today doing another tune, but today we're going to be doing the Nissan GTR R35. It's 100 adhesion at the front, 90 adhesion at the rear. But without further ado, let's get into the tune. So here's the tune. So we have got a front spring length at 9 centimeters at the front and 6 centimeters at the rear. We've got a front spring stiffness of 70 at the front and 80 at the rear. My dampness setup is pretty much the same all the way through. As you can see, it runs 5,000 at the front on all my dampeners and 12,000 at the rear. If you've got a dampener setup that works for you, feel free to use it because it's quite personal to you how you like the front. If you like the front a little bit looser or a little bit stiffer, same with the rear, depending on how quick you want it to be snapping into those the transitions. If you want quite a fast one, then this is definitely the setup for you. I run a minus 0.20 of toe at the front and 0.00 at the rear. My front camber setup is minus 10.0 and the rear is 3.04 minus, obviously. Again, if you've got a camber setup that works for you, feel free to do so. My front anti-roll bar is at 17 and the rear is 10. My caster angle is at 8.0. I like to run 100% Ackerman. It's not for everybody. If you want to knock it down a few notches, then feel free to. Obviously, max steering angle. You want all the angle. So put that steering angle all the way up. Let's do the wheels now. So I run a 21-inch rim, front and rear on this setup. It was mostly for the looks rather than anything else. I tried to run a smaller rim, but I had too much arch gap and it just looked a bit too weird for me. Obviously, you can run whatever you want. But yeah, on this setup, I like to run a 21-inch rim. My tyre width is 265 front and rear. I like to run quite a big tyre on this one, on this setup in particular. My tyre pressure, as always, is 90, 190 at the front, 220 at the rear. My adhesion is 100% at the front and 90% at the rear. You can knock it down to 90 if you want. So have a 90s all round or 100s all round. Obviously you might have to change a few of the tyre pressures and stuff like that to make it run the same. But as I say with all my tunes, I like my tunes to just be a baseline for you, and you can change whatever you need to change on my tunes. I like to just put them as a guideline, just to help some people out. My front wheel track, again, is quite personal to the body kit that you're using. I can't actually remember the body kit that I'm using. I don't know if I'm not sure. You'll be able to find it. I'll have a look and I'll pop it in at the end for you. But for this one, I'm using 11 and 9. Tyre profile, I'm running 30% front and rear. Quite a big chunky tyre on this one. Right, engine. Again, 600 horsepower. It's where I like most of my tunes to be sitting. I've actually changed it up slightly from my previous tune of the S15. I'm actually running quite a high rev limiter. Most of my tunes normally are sitting 8,000, but I've actually lifted some of my tunes up to almost 9,000 RPM. With running a second and third gear tune, I've actually switched up a little bit. I'm running a much higher rev limiter, and it's actually worked quite well. I've actually quite enjoyed it. On this one in particular, I'm running 8,500 RPM, and it seems to be working. Seems to be working quite nice. Whether I stay on this, stay tuned on the future tunes that I'm going to be planning on putting out, and see if I change it at all. See how I get on with it. But we're running a 1% engine tune-up, 4,535 RPM on the torque. I've got a turbocharger, obviously, and I'm running a 0.4 pressure on the turbo. With the torque, same again, like to run it middle ground, so when I'm in a tandem, I'm not getting bogged down in my gears. I've got a nice amount of power throughout the rev range. Transmission, sequential gearbox. I'm not sure if anyone told me in the comments from the last video if the sequential gearbox actually does anything to the gears. From my point of view, I haven't seen any difference from putting sequential on or off. I haven't really seen any difference at all. For me, it's only sound, but I keep sequential on. Diff lock, obviously, all the way up. Final drive of 3. Gear 1 is at 4.5. Gear 2 is at 1.9. Gear 3, 1.69. Hey. Gear 4, 1.5. Gear 5, 1.42. And Gear 6, 1.36. For this tune, for most tracks, you're going to be using 2nd, 3rd and 4th gear. But on some tracks, you will be getting into those 5th gear runs. Not often, but sometimes. I have tuned it, so if you do need it, it is there. But again, the gears are quite personal to you. Feel free to change them if you would like. My brake setup, I run 2,500 brake torque. It's quite a nice amount. It's quite a heavy car, so it needs a little bit more braking force than others. So I've upped it just slightly to my previous tunes. And then I've got 60% braking force. I run ABS because again, it's quite a big car. It's quite a heavy car, so I like that. A little bit more assist, and launch control I don't run. But I hope you've all enjoyed that. I hope it works for you. Let me know in the comments if it does, and let's go and see what it can do. And just quickly, before we go to the track, like I said, through the tune, I would show you the body kit that I'm using. I'm actually in fact using the Missile body kit on this one. I think it has actually quite a smart looking body kit. Yeah, this is the one I'm using. But now we're going to see what it's like on the track. See you in a second. But here we are at the very top of Cami Road. Right, let's see what she can do. Gosh, she sounds good. So a little flick on this corner, and we'll get it all the way around. comes one of my favourite parts of the track. Well, that was close. Final corner. There we go. But there she is, guys. My Nissan R35 GTR tune. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it helps. If you've got any questions about the tune, or if it does work for you, if you had to change any bits on the car, then let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know some feedback on it. Hope you've been, see if you're enjoying the tune. But I'm going to be live most evenings on Twitch, so if you want to come and tune in live to us, then feel free to head over to Twitch. And let me know. Let me know, obviously in the chat on the Twitch. But I'm going to head off from here. So thank you ever so much, guys. Please subscribe, turn those notifications on, the little bell, and yeah, drop us a like. Take care, guys. In a bit.